What's going on, guys? It's Pete Nova from the Face Off Sports Network. I am back today to talk about Khalil Shakir, wide receiver of the Buffalo Bills. You know, if you've watched this show, you know that I have been very high on Khalil Shakir in the entire offseason, even coming into the season. I feel like he's done a good job for the opportunities that he's been given. He's wide receiver 19 in PPR right now, and he is operating as the wide receiver one in this offense. But there are some red flags to me. He is dealing with an ankle injury right now, and he did miss practice. It is Wednesday, and he did not practice today. I expect him to suit up, but maybe he's limited a little bit this week. If it's an ankle sprain, sometimes those linger with the wide receiver position, especially in season, because they don't have as much time to let that rest. But forgetting about the injury, there's just overall a lot of things that kind of stick out to me. Number one, his schedule is pretty brutal going into the next 4 to 5 weeks. He gets a softer matchup this week against the Houston Texans. So it could, he could put up another solid week, and then it provides another, a sell opportunity for you. But after the Houston Texan, he plays the Tennessee Titans, who are number one against opposing wide receivers in points scored. L'Jarius Sneed and the back end of that defense have been really stingy against the wide receiver position. After that, he gets the New York Jets, who are 7th in points scored to the wide receiver position. And then the Seattle Seahawks, 8th in terms of points allowed to the wide receiver position. So that's the next 4 weeks. Then he gets the Miami Dolphins, who are also in the top 10 for points given up to the wide receiver position. So he's going to face some pretty stingy matchups. And, if he's not, he's a solid floor play, very safe floor. But it worries me that this offense does not pass the football a ton. Bills are passing at a 56% rate. They want to run the football. Josh Allen has not thrown the ball 30 times in a single game this season. Now, some might say game script is because of that, but the facts are the facts. Like, this team, a lot of beat reporters on the Bills side expected this team to be one that runs the football. And I think we've seen that through the first 5 weeks or 4 weeks that this team wants to run the football. Now, are they going to be the most successful? Maybe not, but they do want to run the football, and it's a low passing volume offense. And Shakir has never had more than 6 targets in a single game. And that's worrisome because this is not an offense that, there's a lot of playmakers and pass catchers around him, right? Outside of Dalton Kincaid, it's a hodgepodge of Curtis Samuel, rookie Keon Coleman, Marvez Valdez-Scantling, Mac Hollins. James Cook is catching passes out of the backfield as well. But this is not like a uber talented group. And eventually we have to consider the fact that Curtis Samuel has barely touched the ball. Will they find more ways to get him the football? Keon Coleman is a rookie. Will he have a stronger second half of the year? And by the time that this brutal stretch is over, and the matchups get more favorable for Shakir, will Keon Coleman start to come on a little bit? And I'm not even a big Keon Coleman fan, but I'm just talking sheer volume here. Bills took this guy in the first round, so they're going to start getting him the football. I did not expect this Bills team to pass at such a low volume, and so it is worrisome for me. Like I said, Khalil Shakir, wide receiver 19 on the season in PPR. People might find that attractive because they're looking at it hey, he's Josh Allen's number one weapon. But I would be looking to sell Khalil Shakir, maybe, package him up with a running back, or, I just did Khalil Shakir for Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk started the year off slow, but Christian Kirk has had 10 targets in two of his in the last two games, 10 targets or more. And that's Brian Thomas, who has also garnered 9 targets in the last two games straight. So 9 and 9. And, I would be looking at a guy like Christian Kirk, who he's in an offense that's throwing the football more. The defense is not as great. So game script allows them to, play from behind a little bit more. Now, the worry is Evan Ingram is still going to be there. But Christian Kirk, I mean, with the talent around him, Gabe Davis is getting touches. Travis Etienne is catching less passes. So that volume for Etienne has gone down from what we saw last year. And, Christian Kirk has still been good the last 2 weeks. And this is somebody who, again, I was kind of worried about Christian Kirk, not for the ability, but because of the usage. But the last 2 weeks, this team has found ways to get him the football. So, a guy like Christian Kirk for me would be a target because, with better weapons around Christian Kirk, he has still been able to out-target Khalil Shakir 28-20, and Khalil Shakir has a better quarterback and has, less weapons around him outside of Dalton Kincaid. So, I love Khalil Shakir. I think there's an opportunity to possibly buy back in later on in the season. But for now, I am looking to move him while he's wide receiver 19, maybe to a team that's, got some buy issues this week that really needs a win, and you might be able to sell him, or maybe even be able to sell him off of another solid week this week where he has a good matchup. So that's going to do it for me, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below, but I'll see you guys next time.